who is against legalization and why? And I think I'll start again with you, Maki, and just, you know, who have you been coming up against in New Zealand, you know, against reform, and what have they been saying?
Well, we've got influence from overseas coming in on our TV ads with drop card messaging, like my boyfriend's sister got killed by someone drunk driving or drugged driving. These sort of messages that are anti law reform of any kind. So we've been having that for the last year and a half, I suppose, on our TVs. And anything positive about cannabis has actually been shut down really quickly. We've had a number of media outlets that are pro-cannabis and they've been shut down. So decriminalisation for most of us is probably the most profitable because it doesn't allow so much of the corporate influence, and also decriminalisation means that we can grow our own organic, know exactly what we're getting, and we can adjust it to how we want it, not be prescribed by an outlet that is restricted by the THC component. In particular, in New Zealand, they've got a percentage that they are cutting out. Anything above 20%, I think it is illegal. Anything under that is fine to consume. I don't know how they're going to police all this type of policies. I suppose there'll be a new police unit out there, door knocking or such things, you know. And legalisation obviously just covers everything, you know, for, well, mostly the rich people. That's how most of my people see it, is that the corporates, again, are taking charge of us who are the slaves and the workers of the hierarchy. And we don't get anything in return, only the basic living wage. Where if we decriminalised at least and had our social clubs, we would be able to flourish under that look of a policy, I feel anyway, because just one part of the sector, which is usually the hierarchy.
Great. Okay. And I think we'll jump across to you, Greg. I guess what are some of the arguments that you've heard over the years, and how would you respond to those?
Well, the worst one is it's a gateway drug. You know, this is, I mean, let's face it, it's bullshit. I mean, Alex knows the science, medical science better than me. That's the first. The second is, I mean, this is a society which, of course, is not particularly keen on people having pleasure, unless, of course, it can extract enormous amounts of revenue out of them, i.e. alcohol. But I wouldn't underestimate the capacity of Big Pharma to lobby against this. I don't want to sound conspiratorial, but I know, for example, that one of the major attractions for governments in Australia was investment by Big Pharma in medicinal cannabis, whereas they have no interest in recreational cannabis because you know, it's not their bag. So there's a sort of distorted lobbying effort. But I think the major issue is that, you know, you've got